5 seconds.
Wow.
Yay. What's up, y'all? I'm Rosalyn Gold-Onwude, and I'm your host of Don't At Me. You know how we do on Twitter. We laugh, we escalate, we debate, we deliver our hot take, drop the mic like, don't at me. You guys know that's exactly what this show is all about. It's an unapologetic series covering the most relevant topics in sports and culture. And the show moves fast. It's only 30 minutes, so don't miss a moment. Today's episode, we're changing up the format a little bit. We're keeping things very current, like right now. What's the hottest topic right now? And we're getting personal with the most talked about hooper on Twitter right now. The NBA's all-time leader in 4-point plays and the second player in NBA history to score 10,000 plus career points from the bench. And the 3-time Sixth Man of the Year, we have Jamal Crawford with us. What's up, Jamal?
How you doing?
I'm chilling.
I'm not sure I can top that intro. No.
I feel like I'll bring all the big, you could be like as cool, smooth, calm, Jamal.
All right.
I mean, you could turn it up when you're ready
A little bit.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Well, I mean, I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
In person.
In person, yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Like, I
sure.
feel like I see you on Twitter.
I'm on Twitter all the time.
Oh, you're a man of the people.
I really am, and that's the reason I got Twitter.
What do you mean? Like, you wanted to?
Because the way I looked at it, at first I thought I'd be corny. I'm like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? I'm eating food right now. They don't want to hear that. But then I thought about it in a different way. I'm like, okay, well maybe I'm not gonna get a chance to meet a lot of people I can interact with. So it's a way to meet some fans and some people that aren't fans and have conversation.
Absolutely. Like, you're kind of like an underground legend in that way, because you don't only just talk with, you know, the verified people. You also talk with the actual NBA fans, and I appreciate it. And I know we all look forward to one tweet that you put out daily. Like, every day you commit to your, what is it that you say?
Another day, another opportunity.
Isn't that perfect?
I think so, because every day it's another chance to be better.
There it is right there.
Yeah, there it is. Boom.
Another day, another opportunity.
There it
and
is.
Actually, I know you're waiting for your opportunity right now.
I am, and I'm ready and willing, and I can't wait till the opportunity comes. I have faith it's going to happen, and at God's speed, I'm just moving and staying ready.
I absolutely have faith that it will happen. It's also making sure to be ready for that moment.
For
so,
sure.
like, what does conditioning and workouts look like for you? I heard you were doing 2-a-days?
Yeah, well, I did 2-a-days the other day for sure, and I've been doing different workouts, pool workouts. I've done weight vested workout stuff I haven't done since high school, but I feel great. I'm ready. I've been playing a lot of basketball. Mm-hmm. It's hard to find games now, but I'll play, like I said, anywhere. LA Fitness, 24-hour fitness, the streets, wherever there's a game, I'll be there.
And that's how you're simulating game-like situations for yourself? Or at
well,
this
that's
point...
that's just the plan part of it. Here's your ring.
Thank you.
That's just the plan part of it. But I mean, like the workouts, I'm in the gym, I'm shooting, I'm making 500 shots. So just like every day I'm mixing up something different, just to keep my mind fresh as well.
And you said you started putting on the weighted vest workouts and the conditioning. Why'd you go back to doing that? You haven't done it since high school, really.
Yeah, I wanted to get back to the basics. I wanted to get back to getting in that mind frame. I'm even listening to music I did when I was in high school. Just like old times, I really want to get in that mind frame, and that was some of the most fun times I ever had playing basketball, so why not?
To keep the love and the joy while you're working out.
Absolutely.
What were the songs that you were listening to in high school that you're using now as you work out?
I got the Locks, I got old Jay-Z, I got old Nas. You like that from Queens. I got
Queens, we out
yeah,
here.
for sure. I got old Tupac, I got all the old like 90s music. So I'm loving it.
I love it. It's taken on more than just the physical, it's also a mental preparation, getting ready for the game.
For sure.
What's the biggest challenge mentally than staying ready?
Just being in a weird space, because you don't really know, you know what I mean? And then just watching games, because I'm going to watch games regardless. So watching games and seeing what I would do in that situation, or how teams are playing this, and just not being the actual part of it. This is probably the first time I haven't been on a team since I was like 6 or 7 years old, right? So for me, just that mental space of it, but each day is another day, another opportunity.
I know you're watching the games in the basketball.
For sure.
Are there certain teams you're watching, certain types of scenarios you're looking for, and are there certain players you're watching?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm watching the teams who are making noise right now. A team like Phoenix, actually, you know, and Dallas, they're playing better than people predicted. Then I'm watching a team like the Spurs, who are struggling right now, but I know will turn around, you know, and a team like the Nets, who are just getting over 500. So I'm just watching the whole league, and then specific players. I'm watching the Jaws and the younger guys coming up. Obviously, I can't wait till Karis LeVert gets back. He's a great player as well. So,
what's one word you would use to describe what this whole kind of waiting process has been like for you?
Weird. It's been weird.
It is weird.
It's weird.
That's how it feels for me.
Yeah, it's weird, right? So it's just like, you know, loving the game like I do, and have been part of the game for so long, and still, like, even now, I'll text young players or, DM them certain things, just stuff I see and just advice. And it's just weird not actually being in the game, but I have faith it'll happen.
Can I just let y'all know how much this guy like really is in the streets of hoops and like loves the game? We were discussing like, hey, and not just the men's game, the women's game, and we were discussing, up and coming players, this and that. I was like, well, who do you like in the women's game? And he was like, actually, I'm looking at a couple high school players coming out of. I'm like, you watching high school girls basketball, high school, like literally like a gym rat when it comes to the game, and a savant, if you will. So that's why having you on today is so big for us.
I appreciate it, and that the love of the game never stops. It's not against any body or gender. Like, it's basketball and it's universal. I love it.
Real hoopers, game recognizes game.
At all times.
Always found that.
At all times, for sure.
All right, so this is a show where we interact not only between me and you, but also with the fans. So before we jump into our next topic, we just wanted to give everyone a heads up that we'll be throwing out live polls during the show. So just make sure you're following @Players Tribune and vote. And then we'll announce the results later on. So while we're on the topic of Twitter, all right, we've already established this is a man of the people. He is literally a part of #NBA Twitter. Not only is he like currently a legendary player, but you know what I'm saying? And someone who has accomplished so much in the league, but he will talk to everybody. And so what I have found is that you're getting so much love and support right now from fans, players, media, Hall of Famers, showing love and support. Check out these tweets. It's like an avalanche.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you see blue checks, you see fans from different teams saying, man, he could come play on my team, pull up. We saw Blake Griffin, Kendrick Perkins, Rachel Nichols did a whole segment on you, Greg Anthony, J.R. Smith. You got musicians out here.
Right, the legendary Chuck D.
What up, Chuck D?
Yeah, shout out Chuck D.
Different teams, fans of different teams saying, man, the Warriors could use you. I saw some Mavs fans before.
Right.
I mean, what is this like to literally see an outpouring of just a public cry of like, this is this is weird.
It's weird, right?
This is weird.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, to be honest with you. I think you're as good as your peers think you are. So the respect to see some of these people. Like, I grew up listening to Public Enemy and Chuck D. And Blake Griffin is one of the most talented basketball players I've ever seen. And Perk and JR and Greg Anthony and all these wonderful people. It means a lot because you don't want to go on a campaign for yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not about that. But the peers saying that you should be in the game and having your back and support, I think that speaks volumes.
Major volumes.
Yeah, for sure.
And you don't even have to speak it yourself.
No.
They're doing the work for you. So continue to send in your comments, your questions for Jamal. We'll get to it in the show. Use #Don'tAtMe. And there's so much love for you, Jamal, but let's get into our first topic. It's a guy that you have publicly given a lot of love for yourself.
Okay.
Can you guess who it's going to be? Come on, man. It's Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, the Mellow Man.
Come on, it's Melo.
That's Mellow. My fault.
I feel like I've seen like at least 2 to 3 tweets of you being like,
for
yeah,
sure.
Melo.
For sure. For sure. I'm so happy for Melo.
Man, aren't we all? I'm
Oh
so
my
happy
gosh,
for
yeah.
him. He just had his best game yet for the Trailblazers
Yeah.
last night. We have the actual stats. He poured in a season high 25 points, 8 rebounds to help Portland beat the Bulls. It also included a very cute, lovely moment with him and Lala where she FaceTimed their son in. I mean, it was a very nice scene. Overall, though, Melo's been doing well in his 4 games. And, how do you think he's changing the Trailblazers?
Well, I think he gives them a third scorer. I've been saying that for a while. I think besides Dame and CJ, they need the consistent third scoring threat. And Melo, who better than Melo? He hits big shots. He lives for the big moments. He's proven. He's not going to get rattled. And he does so many different things. He could play inside, outside. And more importantly, he has Dame and CJ's respect.
Right.
They know they can go to him in the clutch and he can hit a big shot. And to see him have that game yesterday, I was just so happy for him. I mean, he wasn't in the league for a year.
I know.
And a lot of people didn't think he'd get back to the league. So I think it's an inspiring story. It actually restored my faith personally, because I'm like, to see him like get back after all this time, the mental battles you have to go through on a day in, day out basis, and mine's nowhere near his, but to see him do that and still show resolve, I think it speaks volumes and it shows what kind of character he has.
Do some of the free agents that are available, I mean, is there almost like, do y'all reach out to each other? Do you text? Do you talk to each other? Or is it a silent thing?
Well, for me, I reach out to everybody, especially the guys who I think, should be Jonathan Simmons, J.R. Smith, and I haven't talked to Joe Kim. I had talked to Melo.
What'd you say to Melo?
just to keep his head up. And the culture, we love him so much. You know, no matter what happens, we got his back because we know how much he loves the game, and that's what it's about. Like he doesn't love what comes with it. He actually loves the game, and he's given so much to the game. So I'm glad that he's able to have the second chance to go out how he wants to go out.
Do you think this will work long term with Melo and the Trailblazers?
I absolutely do. I've been saying for a while, ever since Portland kind of lost LaMarcus Aldridge. You know, I thought they needed that third scorer, and I think he's the guy for it.
Okay, well, keeping along the conversation of a really valuable veteran, we all understand overall, we can all agree, a great vet is important to any team.
Yes.
I love asking this question to players.
Yes.
Who was your OG? Like, who was your vet?
Oh, wow. For me, I had a few of them. I had Jalen Rose, I had Rick Brunson, I had Antonio Davis, I had Greg Anthony, I had Jerome Williams, I had Fred Hoiberg, Kendall Gill.
Okay, you had a lot of
I had a lot of vets. I had a lot of vets. But I had Scottie Pippen.
Wow.
But it was a great thing for me because I didn't learn how to be a pro until I saw those guys, right? So my first 2 years in Chicago, we're the youngest team in the league. We get those guys and like, oh, that's how you dress. That's how you carry yourself. That's how you come to practice early.
It's not always about games.
No. In any field, and it's not just basketball. I think for what you do, what actors do, what musicians do, who better to tell you than somebody that's done it? They can save you time, energy, the pitfalls that you may have by, you know, it's like a kid, like, don't touch this hot, it's hot. Yeah, I told you it's hot, right? So the vet is there to kind of smooth along the transition. I think any field and anybody that's trying to do something positive, they need vets.
Totally agree. Anything that I do, any move I make, anything that's new, like happening in my career, I've often ran it by Doris Burke, who was kind of like my vet coming into this broadcasting position, if you will. But staying along that, one OG that like we all respect and love to hear from and laugh with too is Gary Payton.
Oh yeah, GP.
You know, GP. So
yeah, he's my big brother.
So that's different than a vet. This is your big brother.
This is my big brother because I knew him when I was in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different.
Well, unsurprisingly, he had some really big words for you on the bounce. So basically, you know, GP came on and said you are 100% the best still available free agent in the game right now, and you should be on a team. He's on that team again. And then he said he compared you to Lou Williams. Do you like that comparison?
I see it. I think we're different, to be honest with you. Like, Lou's a great scorer, and he's a great player, and I love watching him play. And I got a lot of love and respect for Lou. I just think the way we go about it is different. And I think he would probably tell you that as well. But
how is it different?
I think
because y'all are getting buckets off the bench.
We're getting buckets. We definitely are getting buckets. I just think the style of play a little bit is different. You know, I think like Lou he's a foul magnet. He gets the free throw line a lot more than I do. You know, and maybe I do it more with jumpers and things of that nature, and ball handling a little bit more. So just different, but both really good.
One thing that's a easy correlation to make is you both have won the Sixth Man of the Year award 3 times. But interestingly enough, you won 2 of your 3 with the Clippers, and Lou has won 2 of his 3 with the Clippers. So my question is, what is it about Doc Rivers that enables players to be great off the bench?
Well, he doesn't get in the way. And what I mean by that is, I remember one perfect example. You saw me play, so I take some tough shots sometimes, right? And Doc.
After you left somebody in the dust.
Yeah, but sometimes I can take some tough ones. I took a really tough one. I even went to Doc in the game. I was like, Doc, that was my fault. He's like, no, they got to get out your way. So when you empower a player like that, right, where he's not thinking, he's just like playing and just flowing, he's basically saying, just go do what you do. I trust you and I believe in you. It gives the player the ultimate confidence. And Doc is definitely to be credited for that as well.
Absolutely, and you see his bench, you know, over the past few years have been incredible. And not just the Lou Williams of it all, but absolutely. What's the biggest difference between, because when you get picked up, it could be a couple of different scenarios, but primarily, what's the difference between trying to contribute on a young team versus what you would try to bring or be on a team that's contending?
Well, I think for a young team, for the most part, my minutes would be limited. I think they would want more of the OG wisdom and the veteran leadership, and just kind of, you know, guide the young guys along the way. I think for a contending team, they'll need me to actually do what I do and what I've done my whole career. So I think there's a difference right there. I think, you know, you can't go wrong with either one, but I think there's just the difference. I think the older team is trying to actually win and contend right now, and I think the younger team is trying to kind of help the young guys for the future.
I hope you get on a contender, because I feel like you could help a team win. You know what I mean? So
I agree.
I love listening to you talk about the analysis, the strategy, breaking down the game. Appreciate it. Let's move on to topic 2.
Okay.
All right. 5 minutes on the clock, please.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that's what we do here on Don't At Me. So I know you're a Seattle guy.
Yeah, through and through.
Through and through. So the first question is, does Seattle get enough respect as a basketball city?
No, I don't think so. But we're okay with that because we never played for attention anyway. Like, we love it. It's raining all the time, so we're inside working on our game. And I think now a lot of people have taken notice of what we bring. Not even just on the NBA level. You see our AAU programs taking off. You see our younger kids developing. And then you have the OGs with Doug Christie's and the James Edwards and Clint Richardson and those guys. But we've had at least 25 to 30 guys in the NBA the last 8 years.
Absolutely. Y'all got ballers.
And we're up in the corner of the Northwest, right? So that's a lot for that area.
Absolutely. Respect. I mean, I guess the question I have is, what is the identity of a Seattle or Washington area hooper? Because I'm from New York, I'm from Queens. Like, we certainly have an identity. We're known as people, good showmanship, handle, toughness. Back in the day, people used to say, like, New York City hoopers, maybe they couldn't shoot. Great point guard play. I think as of late, we've kind of dwindled a little bit as far as like some of the star power we have coming out, but we're hanging on to Cole Anthony, and we're hoping that he's going to represent. But what is the identity of a Seattle hooper?
I think a guard that has a chip on their shoulder. If you look at Isaiah, you look at Nate, you look at myself, you look at Brandon Roy, I think a lot of guards for sure, right? The A.B. Bradleys, we have so many guards, but we play with that chip on our shoulder, we play with that swagger, and I think we're all scorers. We can find different ways to score and make it happen. Jason Terry is another one. So we've had some great ballers come out.
Absolutely, and we actually kind of, during the course of the show, we don't have the tweet up just live right now, but my producer's in my ear and said, we just heard from Isaiah Thomas.
Uh-oh, what do you say?
This is from Washington area or Zeke? I'm imagining it's Washington. Right. It's Washington area.
Washington.
He's holding you down. One of your boys, he was like, "It's crazy that you're not on a team right now."
Yeah, I get that a lot. It's crazy when I walk around, to be honest with you, or if I'm in the gym, people are like really stunned by that, and it's definitely baffling. But I just take it in stride and just stay ready.
Thank you, Isaiah, for sending that tweet, and we love when the NBA is
my little brother.
Checking us out. So he's one of the top players to come out of Washington area. If you give me your top 5.
Oh my goodness.
Just give me a top 5 coming out of the Washington area.
Oh my God, that's tough. I'm taking myself out. That gives me one extra spot.
He should be in there, but he's going to be humble. So you got 5 spots. Okay.
You got Nate, you got Isaiah, you have Brandon Roy, you have Jason Terry, you have Doug Christie.
Solid. Very, very, very solid.
And the best one is Stockton. He's on his own plane. So. And I'm out, so that's it.
Awesome, awesome. I love that. That's a good list.
Thank you.
And staying within the theme of kind of Seattle and Washington, y'all even got some important summer workouts happening.
For sure.
During a time right now where I feel like all the NBA hoopers are rushing and running to LA and California to do their summer off-season workouts, there was actually a pretty impressive and big deal workout flying under the radar this summer in Seattle. And it was between you and Kyrie Irving. So what exactly was going on there? What did you guys work on?
Well, we worked on everything. And it's funny, I wouldn't have ever brought it up because I moved so low-key, but Kai brought it up at the training camp. And he could have went anywhere. He could have went to LA, he could have came here, he could have went anywhere, and anybody would love to have him in that building. But he chose to come to Seattle. Obviously, he had some people up there, but he wanted to be off the grid. And he wanted our workouts to be quiet and private. And it was great because he's a true hoop head, right? So it was like a sanctuary. There was no cameras. It was none of that. It was just straight playing.
This wasn't an Instagram workout.
No. It was straight playing, balling, and we just went at it. And it was great because some days he got the better of me. Some days I had some good days, and it was just like to go at it all summer long. It was unbelievable. We had special guests there. We had Bill Russell.
Bill Russell pulled up?
Mr. Russell came and watched, and he came. I thought he would come once. He came once and he loved it, so he just started coming back every time. Then we had Zach LaVine playing. We had DeJounte Murray, who's a rising star.
I'm really excited about DeJounte.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Marquise Chris. We had some great players there, and it was just unbelievable.
Absolutely. So what would Bill Russell kind of contribute? Would he just stand, or would he have some words to share?
Oh no, it was always words of wisdom.
What did he say?
He would just tell us stories about how he came up and how blessed we are in this position. Like from how they had to travel to, the hotels they had to stay in. Like he was just telling stories, and it was like, I have pictures actually. And it was like we're around a campfire, we're all listening to him, and I haven't released them. But it was just unbelievable to see the wisdom and the knowledge and the respect that everybody has for him.
I'm trying to understand the visual here. So literally you guys are sitting around the legend Bill Russell.
Myself, Kyrie, Zach, Spencer Hawes, we're all sitting around him, and we're like kids just listening to him talk. It was unbelievable.
That is incredible.
For sure.
So no wonder he had sent out that tweet where first, he vouched, he said, absolutely.
Get out his kitchen.
But he said, get out the kitchen.
Yeah, I was at his house actually. He said, get out the kitchen. I was at his house. Yeah.
So he had you over for dinner. Did you cook for him? Like, what's going on?
Oh, we were just talking about different things, and like whenever I'm around him, our relationship has really grown. So whenever, and his wife as well, she's wonderful, and every time I'm around them, I'm getting some type of knowledge or some type of wisdom, and it was just there.
I feel like that's also why these young players have gravitated to come be with you. I mean, you named some real up-and-coming players. Not only Kyrie is super established, still very young, still relative,
though,
you know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
And then DeJounte coming off the ACL. This is a really big, year back.
Yeah.
Just
And I had
signed his
ACL,
contract.
so I was able to actually connect with him on that too.
What you say to DeJounte Murray?
There's going to be bumps in the road no matter, what road you take. There's going to be bumps there. It's how you respond to it and how you come back. And he's mentally built for it. We come from the same area. I know what he's been through in his life, and he was like, oh, I got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And he's come back better than ever.
Coming back to Kyrie, he's so thoughtful in his process to the game. I'm sure y'all did all sorts of drills and stuff, but what did he want to give more energy and exploration to about the mental side of the game or strategies? Like, what did he want to find with you?
Yeah, we were just talking mental strategies and different things, preparations, how to make guys better, different cracks we're looking for, different philosophies, right? So it was just unbelievable to hear his thought process. And like you said, he's still young.
Right.
Kai's like 26.
So he was asking you how to make different guys better. And I find that interesting because sometimes Kyrie gets flack, in the media and stuff because they're questioning his leadership.
Right.
What would you say about his leadership and the way he might be portrayed right now?
Well, first off, I never thought you do anything by yourself. You win as a team, you lose as a team, regardless who the best player is or anything. And the thing now is everybody has a voice with social media, right? Those thoughts that we're hearing now on social media were thoughts we probably would never hear before. You may, talk to a person or never meet a person, but now we're getting their thoughts. And so everybody's gonna have an opinion no matter what you do. With Kai, he's such a special talent and special person. Like, he does so much stuff. A lot of people don't know he came and actually coached with me. He coached some kids after our workout. And I didn't think he was coming, to be honest with you. And I didn't want to tell the kids he was coming, but he came there, sat there, coached me the whole time, was very gracious, took pictures. But just on leadership, he's 26, right? So how can we criticize this guy at 26 years old? And he's an unbelievable leader.
Yeah.
But if people get the narrative that he's not, they're going to run with that. And I know him personally, and that kind of bothers me. He may not speak out about it, but I will.
Absolutely. And I think, too, Kyrie is different, right?
He is.
And people express themselves differently. Like, from covering him, I know that not every day are you going to see bushy tail or rah-rah person, but that doesn't mean he's not going to give you time or talk to you or be thoughtful with you. Would you be willing to say that maybe Kyrie is misunderstood?
Absolutely, for sure. And I think he leads by example. Who knows, we're not in the locker room. Who knows all the leadership things he's bringing to the team or what he's bringing to that franchise. But when somebody says something or somebody hears something, now it starts to taint people's mind, right? And that's what that is. And it bothers me, but I know him, and knowing him personally, I have no questions about his leadership, and he's a great player and a great person.
Absolutely. And one thing that I've learned from playing the game or just in the real world and in life, there's all sorts of different types of leadership.
For sure.
And also, the great leaders of the team, whether that's ownership or the coach or something, you also got to recognize, how do we bring the best out of people and put them in positions to be that leader or be that great player. So it takes a village. As you said, nobody wins or loses alone.
For sure.
Let's move along to our next topic. I appreciate the great storytelling around Kyrie and Bill Russell. That's quite a crew you had up in Seattle. So put some respect on Seattle's name, or Washington area. And actually, so we're going to get interactive with the fans as well.
Oh, yeah.
We did poll this question among our fans, so let's check in and see what they think. The question was, what is the most underrated basketball city? #don't@me. And number one came through with Oakland. I mean, you got your J Kids, your Dames, your GPs. They mentioned UNIT for Seattle, Cleveland. So that's, because Cleveland, LeBron's from Akron, and you could technically say Stephen Curry's from Akron.
You can.
So
that pushes them up. That does for sure.
And then Dallas, they've got Bosh, Marcus, but Oakland ran away with this one.
They did. It's actually underrated that Steph is actually from there.
Wait.
Itself, right?
Which one? Because Steph also spent time in Charlotte. He claims Toronto.
He did, but where was he
Steph,
born
where are you from?
We got to ask him. Steph, hit us back. Where are you from officially? Where are you claiming?
Yes, please use #don't@me.
Don't at me.
For an old friend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steph.
Shout
all
out
right,
Steph.
Let's move along. Thank you, everybody, all the fans, for interacting. Keep following @Players Tribune for more polls. Okay, so let's move along to the next topic.
Okay.
Topic 3, which is, who's up next?
Uh-oh.
And so basically, we're going to talk about some of the younger players.
Okay.
And one young player people are always excited about is Devin Booker. And he's, shooting at a career high clip this season. He's shooting nearly 52% from the field and nearly 43% from three. So conveniently, you spent last season on the Suns with him. What are your takeaways from seeing Devin Booker up close?
Unbelievably talented. I think he could be one of the great players of all time. What I didn't know about him until I got close to him and being in Phoenix last year is how much he wants to win. And he's an unbelievable competitor. I'm watching him this year. He's like slowed himself down for the growth of the team, but he's better. So his stats may not be the same as they have been in the past, but he's a better player. And I think this will be his first All-Star this year.
Ooh, don't at me.
Yes, don't at me.
Okay, well, so I need more point to it because we've always known as a basketball community that like Devin Booker is a great scorer.
Yeah.
How will we know, what should we be looking for to know that he's a winner and a great leader?
Well, I think it'll translate in wins. It really will, especially with the people he has around him. When you start seeing, and they don't even have Aiden right now.
Yeah.
When he comes back, I think they'll really take off. But
serving that 25-game suspension.
Yeah, when you see Rubio and you see Devin Booker and you see the trust he has in teammates, I'm watching him play and it's the little things. It may be the hockey assist. He may not get the actual stat for making a pass to the right person, but it could be the pass that leads to a pass and somebody else scores. But Book made the play, right? So I'm watching how he's playing and the patience he's playing with, and you can tell he's playing with no agenda. Like it's nothing, but he just wants to win. And for a young guy who's accomplished so much already, signed a big contract, has all the fame and everything else, and he just wants to win. His heart's in the right place, and this will be his first All-Star.
I love it. Real quick, what did you try to like teach and impart to him? Kind of some veteran gems.
Yeah, just how to win and just talk to him about it. But it's different to hear it and then actually experience it. Right, that we had one-on-one battles we would go through every single day. And some days he won, some days I won. The days he won, I'd be like, yeah, you averaged 25, but you haven't won yet. And that would piss him off. And that showed me how much he really wanted to win. He didn't care about the points. He didn't care about any of that. He's very competitive.
Well, currently right now, the Suns are sitting at the 8th spot in the West. The Suns. I mean, you was on the team last year where there was a lot of chaos,
That's saying a lot.
So, don't at me. Will the Suns make the playoffs this year?
I'm going with yes. I think Book will lead them. I think he has the foundation now. I think they have good momentum. I think they're, for a young team like that, when you get confidence early, I think you really take off, and I think they'll make it.
Okay, so one more Suns memory, because technically the last NBA game you played was the final game of last season. It was April 9th, and you exploded for 51 points. You just showed up and turned out. So I know as a hooper, we remember and like feel certain things. There are certain emotions or memories we may have of that moment. Like, how do you remember that game? What sticks out to you?
It was so many emotions because it was Dirk's last home game.
Yes.
So it felt like a playoff atmosphere anyway, right? So you're walking through the arena, it's already electric. People are there to show Dirk love. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have a good night tonight.
Ooh,
I could feel it because it was leading up to it. The month of April, like people will talk about the 51-point game. The month of April was my highest scoring month of my career. I averaged 31 points off the bench in the month of April. And that just kept building and building. I started feeling really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. My teammates did a great job. Coach did a great job drawing up the plays. And I've always said this, even if you score a lot of points, it's never just you. Like somebody said in the picks, you play,
sure.
you know. Somebody's getting you the ball, some plays are being called for you. So it was a team thing. I just wish we could have won.
Absolutely. Well, so here's my final question on that before we move on. Like, what if that does end up the last game that you played? Is there something poetic about it and that would give you enough closure to be happy with how your career ended if that ends up being your last NBA game?
If that was the last one, then it would be really cool because for so long that year I went through the whole, oh, well, he's getting older. It wasn't I was getting older, like I was trying to help other people grow. I think that's to be applauded. I averaged more assists than I had in 10 years, right? So for me to show that, oh, he can still play and play at a high level. Like if I told you in year 5, yeah, in year 19, I'm gonna be getting 50s. You like,
what?
Right. You thought, right? So I think
right.
for that part of it, I think like, yeah, I can still do this. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm at peace with that.
I mean, it set the whole NBA Twitter world on fire. Speaking of NBA Twitter, we want to transition because Magic Johnson tweeted his favorites for most improved player. And funny, he also tweeted like 17 picks for his top MVP picks.
I did see that.
I was like, 17, Magic. Come
that.
on, give us 3. But anyway, for most improved, he had Zach LaVine at number 1, and number 2, he had Brandon Ingram. So first up, I want to focus on Zach LaVine because he is a Washington area guy. You said you had him this summer working out with you. Do you agree with Magic on his improvement?
Absolutely. I think Zach is one of the hardest workers you ever meet, one of the best young men you'll ever meet. He was raised right. You can tell he loves the game. And to see him explode, to have the 49-point game the other day, hit 13 threes. Like,
especially
I was so
after
happy
being
for him.
benched the day before.
Yeah, it was a great way to respond. And it's not like, I'm going back at you, coach, but like, no, I'm going to show you I can lead in a different way. And I can rise to the challenge, and I was happy for him.
Is Zach being put in a healthy situation to blossom the best that he can?
Yes and no. I think the thing is, he's the go-to guy, right? But he's not the full go-to guy because it's kind of like an equal opportunity offense. So anybody can really shoot. And that's his philosophy. I'm not knocking it. But I think to see Zach's full growth, you say, okay, Zach, you go for it. Everybody else will fit in around you. And then you'll see him average 25, 28, 29 points a game.
Zach once told me that you slid in his DMs. Like, you sent him a direct message before he ever knew you. I think he was in high school.
He was in high school.
So you just slide into the DMs of random hoopers?
When the spirit moves me. Okay? Nah, seriously, Zach is like a great kid, and I knew that he kind of looked at my game and liked my game, and I always try to reach out to the younger generation.
Absolutely.
And I always want to let them know I'm here for him, and he was someone I thought that, I could help kind of, keep progressing.
Absolutely. So, like, what did you say? And could you imagine being a high school hooper and Jamal Crawford sliding your DMs with some advice?
Yeah, no, I just told him to keep working. I liked his game. I wondered how he was doing in school. And that if we ever wanted to work out, I'd be here for him.
He told me he's paying that forward, and now sometimes he will even like DM players he doesn't even necessarily know.
No, right, yeah.
So
that just keeps going.
That is incredible. All right, I got one more don't at me.
Okay.
When do you predict, because you already made one, if ever, that Zach will be an all-star?
I'm going to go with next year. I think Zach will be all-star next year.
Okay.
I'm not going with this year.
Don't at me.
No, don't at me. I'm not going with this year because I'm not sure they have enough wins. But if they can get to 500 or a little bit above and he averages what he's averaging, he'll be an all-star.
Love it. All right, time's up. So it's so dope to get your evaluations of some of the best young up-and-coming players with the potential to be superstars. So now we're about to do our lightning round. And in this round, I'm going to read off questions that we pulled, some directly from Twitter fans that wrote questions.
Okay.
And some of them we created. And speed
Let's
is the
do
key.
it.
First thing to come to your mind.
All right.
All right. Topic 1. Rank your top 3 handles in the NBA right now, and in order.
Grads, Scoop B.
Oh, you're talking Twitter handles.
Oh,
I
handles.
love how much
We're
you're
on
an
Twitter.
NBA Twitter guy.
My fault. Handles right now. Kyrie, Chris Paul, Kemba Walker.
Nice. Okay. Topic 2. We have a tweet coming up. We're going to pull up this tweet, and it is from Jimmy. What's up, Jimmy? Can you guys talk about the age of plus minus and if it's hurting the game of basketball?
Numbers are killing me personally as a basketball purist. If you have, a nephew, right, and he plays the game on a Saturday on the weekend, and I ask you how he played, you're not going to say, oh, he was 3 for 6 above the break. He had a plus minus of 6. He had I don't want to hear all that. Did he play good or did he not?
Right.
Right. Did he have a good game?
Did he make the right reads?
Period. So for me, I think we're putting too much into the game and overthinking it, and we're not allowing basketball to be the creative, fun, enjoyable sport that it is.
Absolutely. All right, name 2 of your favorite teammates all time and why.
That is so tough. Oh my gosh, I've had so many. I played 19 years. I've had so many teammates. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do somebody a disservice.
Who? Tell me. You can just name me somebody that was cool or somebody that was funny.
DeAndre Jordan's funny.
Okay.
Blake Griffin's funny.
Blake Griffin
Chris
and
Paul's
Blake
funny.
Griffin. Okay.
Yeah, see,
and
I just named 3 right there.
All right, awesome. What's one thing you've got to do if you're visiting Seattle?
You have to go to Space Needle.
What?
And you have to come to my pro-am in the summer.
Okay, cool. Where can we find that?
The Space Needle is right downtown. The pro-am is at Seattle Pacific. And the thing about the pro-am is you never know who's going to be there. We've had Kevin Durant, Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, John Wall, LaMarcus Aldridge, Gary Payton's come, Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, everybody.
So, like, where would it rank with, like, the Drew and, like, EBC Rucker and stuff like that?
Well, I don't want to knock or compare those, but I think it's on par with the best.
All right, we're going to pull up. Next topic. Toughest defender you faced?
Tony Allen.
Boom. Next topic. We got a Twitter fan question. Bring it up. Oh, from Nate Robinson.
Nate Rob.
What's it mean to be a beach boy, a legend in so many kids' adult eyes? Hashtag don't at me. And Nate's referring to Rainier Beach, the high school you went to.
Yes. To be a beach boy is to be part of a family, to be part of a culture. The part of town we come from, a lot of people don't make it out of that part of town, regardless of the sports or anything. So for us to be a beach boy gives you a certain level of pride, and you want to do well for the people that come behind you.
All right, next question coming up. Most underrated player people aren't talking about.
Drew Holiday, if it's just one, Drew Holiday. But Kemba Walker's up there too.
I feel like we're talking about Drew Holiday. What does that mean?
We are, but he's really good. Like he's really, even though he's an all-star, I still look at him as underrated.
All right, cool. Next topic coming up, current player that has a similar game to yourself.
That's tough. Backstory, when I was a kid, this is rapid fire, I can't
Keep
talk
going.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I used to be like, who do I play like, who do I play like? And they would say nobody in the NBA, and that broke my heart because I wanted to play like somebody. I'm like, how am I gonna make it if I can't play like anybody? Now I don't really play like too many people, and I'm thankful for it, so.
Okay, so there's nobody. Boom.
Nobody.
The short answer was nobody. All right, we've got another topic coming up. We have a 10-year challenge for you. Let's pull it up. Jamal, you in 2009 versus you in 2019 is crazy.
That is crazy.
First of all, this is my question for you. What is your skincare regime? Like, you look exactly the same. I think you actually look younger in 2019.
I can't give that away. My dad would be upset. No, I'm serious.
Are you a Cetaphil guy?
No.
Guy, like lotion?
It's just basic Vaseline and Aquaphor.
Drink a lot of water, get some sleep.
A lot of water, get some rest, and don't stress.
And don't stress.
Yeah, don't do that.
10-year challenge, man. This guy looks exactly the same. All right, we'll get back to the handles on Twitter. What are two of your favorite hashtag NBA Twitter follows right now?
Grads.
Okay, shout out to Grads.
Shout out Grads. And Jones on the NBA.
Okay, cool. I want to shout out Grads. I think he's super smart, and I spoke to him before the show. He wanted to show you love.
That's my guy. And Scoop B.
And Scoop B. Shout out to Scoop B.
Shout out Scoop B, for sure.
Shout out to Alexis Morgan.
Shout out to Alexis Morgan.
She's super funny and smart.
Hilarious, yeah.
Who else do I like? Josiah Johnson is always funny.
Yeah,
on top of
yeah,
the content.
for sure.
And Kevin Control, I like to talk with him.
Oh, yeah, he's always good.
So those are my Twitter handles.
There you go.
All right, one more. Who's the best? Oh, I'm lying. That's two more. Topic 11. Who's the best player in the league right now?
Right now?
Yeah, that's tough.
That's tough. That's tough.
That's tough because, so give me your top three for the MVPs right now, MVP race.
Who's playing the best or who's the best player?
Those are two different questions.
That is two different questions.
Differentiate it.
So who's playing the best? I would say Luka,
Giannis,
Harden, LeBron.
Okay. What's the difference between playing the best and being the best? Like,
because you can be like, I can say all those names, but I think LeBron right now playing is the best player.
Okay, still.
Right, still.
And Giannis hasn't surpassed him for you?
Nah, not for me. I think LeBron is still the best player.
Okay.
But everybody healthy, that changes a little bit.
Absolutely.
I'm a big Kevin Durant fan.
Huge Kevin Durant fan here too. So wait. LeBron's the best player in the league right now. So then who's your front runner for MVP right now?
LeBron, I'll go with LeBron.
Still LeBron.
Yeah, because they got the best record in the league. I'll go with LeBron.
Okay, and so our last topic, topic 12. Who's winning the finals this year?
I think it stays in LA with one of those two teams unless Philadelphia or Milwaukee make another move.
Unless what?
Philadelphia or Milwaukee make another move. I think those two teams are missing a creator.
Hint, hint.
I'm just saying.
Don't at me. My answer is whatever team finds a way to sign Jamal.
I'm just saying. I think those two teams are missing a creator, another creator.
Another creator. So like a Philly or Bucks, dare I say, could they use you?
Possibly. I don't talk about myself, so we'll see.
And I'm not going to let you off the hook. You said one of the two LA teams will win the championship. Pick one. Clippers or Lakers?
Clippers.
Why?
Clippers. I think their pieces fit together a little bit better. I think they have more guys who can knock down shots and make plays at the end of the game with Lou and Paul George and Kawhi. Yeah, I think they have three guys that you can really go to at the end.
All right, you're going with the Clippers.
Yeah.
Lakers are really looking hot right now, though.
They are looking hot.
All right,
They
all
are.
right.
They are.
Jamal, you were incredible.
That's it?
I mean, we could do this another 30 minutes. Let's keep the time
Let's go,
going.
part two.
No. I'm playing. But I cannot thank you enough.
No, I'm serious. I would love to. Like, you are really like a hoop head. Like, I love people that are hoop heads and really talk the game and know the game. And no, it's refreshing.
Absolutely. And of course, I'll catch you on Twitter and we'll just be shooting the breeze there. But hopefully, we hope as soon as possible that there will be a team picking you up ASAP and you won't even be available to do the show unless we figure out something.
We have to figure out. Then hopefully when I come to New York, we'll do part 2.
Boom.
There it is.
That concludes this episode of Don't At Me. Let's make sure to give it up again for the amazing Jamal Crawford.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate your insight, your perspective. You know, like I said, we hope that call comes